All right, back into the swing of things here for ESL Challenger League. Season 48 Asia. It's going to be the last day of the week to kick off week number 1. And we have a little bit of a different matchup today. Things were sort of more toward the top end for our first couple of days. I say, Pilski, I think you chose a couple of good matches. But now, the match that we chose is actually not happening. We were expecting to watch Atox versus Huns today. Instead, we're going to have to watch Dewa and Clutch. And this one may be a bit more shambolic, let's just say that.
I would not be surprised. However, this could be the first time we've cast an Indonesian player playing since Bentet, maybe, and Excurate. Or have you... Oh, I think you did the RMR, so maybe there was a couple kicking around over there. But, yeah, Indonesia used to be a bit of a, Counter-Strike powerhouse, and we haven't seen, them for a little while. And Clutch has got a couple good players on there, so we'll see if it's a good match.
Yeah, before we get too stuck into things, we should probably check in with how things have been going for these two teams in the season so far. I'll give you a bit of an insight maybe as to what to expect out of this matchup. You can see Clutch there at 2 apiece, so not a terrible start for those guys. And unfortunately for Dewa United, maybe not quite as exciting thus far. The One issue I would say here for Clutch is they haven't really played against any particularly incredible teams just yet. They've played against Bromo and Noobs but Diligent, so not really filling me with a huge amount of confidence that they're like coming out the gate super strong, even though they have been able to do okay in those matches. On the other side of the coin, obviously, when it comes to Dewa United, well, I think we just look at that on paper. We see Indonesian players and we go, well, we haven't really seen Indonesia as a region for a long, long time. So you have to kind of put 2 and 2 together and imagine that they're not going to be the strongest of competitors, but they do have Sis in the roster. So, you know, there's a lot of experience on his behalf at least. So he might be able to sort of usher in this new team and give them a bit of a helping hand. But yeah, neither team necessarily starting off fantastically, but obviously these are teams that we sort of expect to see sort of in the middle or lower of the pack. So we'll just have to kind of give them time to work into the season.
Yeah, I mean, look, as far as Dewa United is concerned, they finish right next to the old Clutch. I would say this Clutch is probably better than the Clutch last season, so it's going to be a little bit harder of a matchup for them. At least they did make their way into playoffs where they lost the first game they played against Cube. So, look, I think Dewa United having some trouble with the Mongolian teams at the moment, which you can't really blame them because it's a pretty strong region right now. Whereas as far as you go for practice partners in Southeast Asia, they're pretty much non-existent.
Yeah, I'm not really sure who you would even practice here if you were Dewa United. Like maybe NKT, I suppose, is an option.
I mean, realistically, you probably play like 60 ping to Hong Kong, like 60, 80 ping to Hong Kong, and you just play a lot of Mongolian and Chinese teams, and then every now and again, maybe you play a God's Reign or something like that.
Yeah, E-Arena might be an option as well. I don't know if you saw that team kind of getting put together. But anyway, that's a discussion for another day. We've got to talk about this matchup. So let's touch on the two teams as far as their lineups are concerned. We can show you where things are shaping up. And that's not the matchup. So I lied. I've baited you. We're going to be watching Clutch and Dewa. But I guess when we're talking about Clutch, the implication that you sort of gave just there, Pilski, is that this Clutch is looking a little bit better than last season, and I would tend to agree with you, just having a look at the names in the roster. Again, IZR, Vessel, I haven't really seen much of either of those guys, but we know Hastika, Yami, and Sogu, and we know the level that those guys are going to bring. Obviously, when it comes to individuals coming out of the Mongolian region, Yami has been someone that's been on the tips of many lips, and we had high expectations for him, maybe in the same vein as someone like Score, but not quite really reaching those levels, either of those players at the moment. So hopefully he'll be able to do something in this Clutch roster.
I have no idea how he hasn't ended up on like a youth or at the very minimum. Like the fact that he's on Clutch is kind of crazy.
I have heard there's maybe some like personal issues, maybe with regards to what might be the reason why he's not like going further with his career at the moment, and that's potentially something that needs to be worked through. He's 19 years old, so I guess that you can put 2 and 2 together with that. But yeah, it's a little bit surprising. Although again, when I look at this Clutch core, like it's definitely serviceable enough in a competition like ESL Challenger League, right? Like Hastika, Yami, Sogu, these are all pretty decent players, and yeah, people are going to meme on like Hastika and stuff like that, but like, come on, like he's still pretty good, especially when we're talking in matches against teams like Dewa United. I think Clutch are going to be fine tonight.
Dude, even like last season against like Tai Lu and Lin Vision, I think it was against Lin Vision, he was actually kind of banging. Like he was wide swinging, he was like fighting really hard. He was kind of hard carrying the Clutch gaming on the matches that he played last season. So to be honest, that's why I picked him as the player to watch, because I've seen him actually fire up on this roster and do some damage. Like I know he was a bit of a meme when he was playing on the top team in the country, and people said he wasn't individually good enough. But actually, when it comes down to this level of competition, he can drop some pretty good numbers. So I think, I don't know about Vessel. I think that might even be someone that's like changed their name, because I swear I watched a handful of Clutch games last season, and I don't remember anyone called Vessel on their roster, unless they've like shuffled the names around a little bit. I remember Izza, he was pretty decent. And then obviously the core three that's coming into Clutch now, are players, like you said, that we all know well.
Yeah. So looking forward to seeing what they're going to be able to do tonight. I would say Dewa is in for a pretty rough run. I want to have a bit of a look at which teams Dewa has played against so far and maybe get a bit of an idea of how they've gone there. Minus 72C, 2-0 against them. Well, 2-0 loss, I should say, against them. Bromo, they were able to... They lost 2-0 to Bromo as well. One of those was a 13-1 map. They did beat Noobs but Diligent on a map. So that'll be where their map win came from. But yeah, nothing really to write home about as far as Dewa United are concerned so far. None of those are like big name teams, though. Minus 72C, I don't know, they've been kicking around a little bit, so expect them to be sort of decent. But let's talk maps as well, Pilski, and see where we're going to be headed for tonight. Got the vetoes ready to go. And all I got to say is hopefully not Dust 2, which Dewa United have banned out, because that was the map that they lost 13-1 to Bromo on. And considering I don't really even know who's on Bromo at this point.
Is it like a Chinese mix?
Yeah,
it's like Fion, Spine, Rage. So it's like decent Chinese team.
They're okay. But you don't want to be getting 13-1 on any map, really. Let's be real. Especially in a BO1 format where you can like ban away like all the maps that you're bad at. That's not a really very good sign that you're losing to like probably what a tier. Let's be real. That's probably like a tier 3 Chinese team. Like that's not even tier 2 at this point. So that's not great. But either way, we're not going to go there, and so all good in the hood, and see what happens here for Clutch and for Dewa. But as far as my prediction is concerned, I think at this point, as should be pretty evident by the discussion that we've been having so far, I'll be leaning towards Clutch, and I would be imagining that if I had to guess, you'd probably be going the same way as well.
Yeah, I mean, Dewa... I mean, they won a handful of maps last season. We didn't get to see them play at all, but they did win. They went 10-18, so they won. They lost almost half the maps, almost double the maps that they won, but they did at least win some maps. So there's a chance they could potentially take out a map here, but I just think the core of Clutch is too good, and even the up-and-coming Mongolian players continue to be like pretty dangerous, like pretty solid. Due to the domestic leagues that you've got kicking around in Mongolia. Like all of these players have played in Mesa and things like that, playing the Mongolian, perking services and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's going to make them, on average, the unknown players probably better than you'd see on a Dewa.
Yeah, we're getting quite a few, like, actually pretty respectable Mongolian teams. I know that that's kind of old news at this point, but, like, obviously at the top you've got Mongols, Atox, and then Chinggis Warriors are kind of kicking around a bit, looking pretty good. IHC definitely in there, decent enough. The Huns is, again, a project that I would like to see a little bit more of, although they have been sort of under-delivering, I would say, thus far. But that's like 4 or 5 decent enough looking teams, and beyond that level, then you have your Clutches, then you have your Cubes, and those teams are starting to kind of get a little bit interesting as well. So the depth is definitely there. And I would say Clutch, as far as their competitiveness within Mongolia is concerned, I don't imagine that they're super competitive, but even then, like, that probably still gives you a pretty decent level going against the rest of the Asia scene, apart from maybe China. Just even if you're like a 4th, 5th, 6th best team in Mongolia, you're inherently still going to maybe be in like the top 50% of Asia just generally because of the strength of the region. So should be a pretty good night out tonight for Clutch Gaming, and they would like to kind of get the season off to a good start, because they've dropped a couple of maps here which have been against opponents that you maybe wouldn't necessarily say, oh, this is definitely a team that should beat them. So now going into a matchup where they are very much favored, at least in my opinion, 2-0 on the cards, get yourself rolling pretty nicely in the season would be a good way to go. Let's see though, as we're going to jump onto Ancient, and we'll get a good idea of what level Clutch is going to be bringing.
Yeah, I'm more so keen to see from Dewa. I think I pretty much know what I'm going to get from Clutch Gaming, to be honest. It should be a pretty good level. I think they, I'm looking at, honestly, Clutch and even IHC as being pretty dangerous prospects to make like a semi-deep run. They should be the kind of the teams that are outside of the top couple in the playoffs, as far as I'm concerned. So I think it's really down to what kind of level Dewa is going to be bringing.
Do you remember Sis? Or was that a little bit before your time?
Rekka,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I don't remember if you were casting back then or not, but yeah, he was in that Rekka roster, which at one point was definitely a fairly strong competitor within Asia, if not maybe up there as one of the strongest teams. Like, I can't really 100% remember how the Chinese teams in particular matched up against Rekka, but I know that they were causing problems for MVPPK at the time. And obviously had Bentet and Extracurate on that Rekka roster, so, you know, they must have been pretty decent.
From what it looks like, it was slightly before I started casting, because the league that he's playing in for ESL Pro League Asia is the league that fed into Zen League, I think, which is the first event that I casted, if I remember.
Yeah. They competed in Zen League. They did compete in Zen League, this Rekka team that I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't see that. I do remember that. Like, I casted that event, but I don't see him on that team. So I don't think he was on that team. Oh, no, he... Let me have a look. Zen League Season 2. Is this LAN? It was on the online portion. Definitely, he played in.
Yeah, he was.
And they did go to LAN, but I don't think he's played in the team that was on LAN, it looks like. Maybe he didn't go to the LAN.
It's a very, very long time ago. Can't remember exactly.
Let's have a look. Rekka 5 Power.
No, he was there on LAN. They played against MVPPK Season 1.
Yeah, I casted that then. So yeah, that was literally my first event casting.
Bit of a throwback. Perry, Zeph, Solo, Glow, Termi was the MVP roster.
Yeah, now Glow and Termi coach the TRX Valorant team. Who else did you say? Zeph, Termi, Solo coaches another team. The
Perry and Glow.
Yeah, Perry coaches another team. All of those players coach Valorant teams now.
But not Sis. He's here for some Counter-Strike in ESL Challenger League Season 48.
How old is the old mate now? Let's have a look.
He would actually be getting on, I'd say.
29. Not too bad. He must have been young when he was playing.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what's happened there, but yeah. There's a pick that's happened. Someone's still in spawn. Sogu was still in spawn. Not sure why. But things are happening, Jordan.
Yeah. Look, we did sort of say that this match might be a little bit messy in comparison to some of the previous Asia matches that we've watched so far. And we're kind of getting that. It's already kind of going back and forth. There's Yami for a double, which has sort of saved this round a little bit for Clutch. It wasn't looking very good, but they're right back into the swing of things. For some reason, So Good with the bomb is still watching mid. Yami's pretty keen to take that fight into B. And luckily for him, he's won it. Because he was a little isolated. It could have set the round up for Dewa United, but in the end, 1-0 is the score, favoring Clutch.
Gonna pause the game again. So a couple of little issues to start things off, which is not uncommon in Asia, and especially not uncommon in the games that are not necessarily against but between the top couple of teams in the league a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Definitely get some tech issues. Worth mentioning as well that those tech issues get amplified further by having teams from the Southeast Asia portion of Asia play teams from places like Mongolia.
I feel like at this point, you know, we really could have just recorded a podcast because all we've been doing is yapping so far. Like, we've been talking for 30 minutes and the game hasn't even started. Like, come on, guys.
Played one round. Or I don't even know if that was live. Was that live?
You have to imagine that was live.
I don't even know if that was a live pistol round. People were like AFK for half of it, so... Oh, boy.
Gotta love Asia
I mean, in the meanwhile, may as well say RIP to the FlyQuest boys. They play FaZe very close, and then they get boomed by Furia.
A little bit dismantled, but
Yuri Masterclass, Yuri K Serrato Masterclass. Honestly,
Mongols
Yuri K Serrato Skulls Cello, that is like a pretty scary core of riflers. I'm not gonna lie.
It's not awful, definitely. It's definitely not awful. But obviously still disappointing, I guess, with you know, the hype that we sort of had around FlyQuest and how they did in Chengdu and at Pro League and stuff like that. Thought that,
I mean,
things were
they
kind of
went
on the rise.
24 or 24 plus rounds against FaZe, but at times, like,
Yeah.
bruh. Same for Mongols as well. Really close games for them at SWC. Mongols are about to play, aren't they? Play MRBR in a minute, it says.
Yep. Yep.
Should be an interesting game.
It should be indeed.
Usually, Mongols very good against Brazilian teams.
Yeah.
GG How got knocked out, so Middle Eastern representatives, which got more Middle Eastern because I think they had Fousey playing, and then they've got Osama's over from Onyx Ravens, and he's dropped 130 ADR plus 12 against Sashi, and they've still lost. So that's rough.
All right.
And can confirm that pistol round was live, and Clutch Gaming won it with, I think, one player maybe DCing and one player AFK for at least 20 seconds, which might tell you a little bit about the quality of this game potentially.
It's a massive brawl in middle, so I guess we're not wasting any time as we get back into round 2. That is a pretty crazy second round, but honestly, Dewa, I mean, taking 3 guns is maybe not a bad result, all things considered.
So it's not another player re-alias, by the way. This Vessel guy is called Vessel. He has been playing on the Clutch for a little bit.
Well, never count out a new Mongolian player. That's what I've learned. See what he's going to be able to do tonight, but slower approach this time from Clutch. No big massive fight in toward mid. Just a default standard setup. Take a bit of lane control. Watch for the push over toward A and mid.
Dewa contesting a little bit of cheater. Got a old mate Risen sitting in donut. Have a little bit of a look at that mid info line. Choosing that setup with cheater here. Fade out the peak from Neo, right? He's able to win this duel. It's a trade so, despite copping a dink, so that's going to be cheater control in the favor of Clutch.
Yeah, and Hastic has been able to make the cross into Red Room as well. Marcy will just spot out Tsogu, who's sort of getting his way up the ramp on B. Hastic also struggling to win this duel in from Red Room. Spray's a bit messy, and so Sis will shut him down. The setup for the round was good for Clutch, but they have not executed on it correctly.
Yeah, I wonder if this is them playing SG server, because they're looking like a little bit all over the shop. I'm not going to lie with some of these duels. Gunbar spotted out for Vessel. That should be a freebie for him. And Risen coming in on the flank here has picked himself up an AK.
I don't know exactly where he's coming from, but that smoke is going to be in a good spot. Izza will be allowed to push a little deeper. But Risen's crept out through the smoke. He's going to go hunting, and he should find the player at the bottom of the ramp. Oh, never mind. Caught on the timing, and so 3-0 is the score for Clutch as they continue to push their way forward.
It's a 4K from Izza. I remember him from the last Clutch lineup, and he definitely had his moments. I remember Izza and Imagine both being pretty solid. Obviously, Imagine hasn't continued through with the new team. Gonna have to be back down to a half line now for Dewa. Which, look, they've been sticking around in ECL for a couple of seasons now.
Yeah, but this is, I think, a bit of a different roster. Is it not?
The Dewa?
Yeah, well, it's the same.
I'll find out for you.
Well, either way, not really much
I'd be
to said
surprised
on
if
that
they even had more Indonesian players to put in the roster.
one. It looks like it's the same.
Yeah.
I thought that they might have had a... I think maybe what I'm remembering is there was a player from the Philippines in there at one point or something like that. But now it's the full Indonesian core. So that change might have happened during the last season. I suppose that's... You know, that's the thing, right? Like, they do have to spend their time. They do have to earn their stripes again. And that is going to take a bit of time. So can't expect this magic in one or two seasons. Getting tested a little bit today by Clutch. Vessel wants to push the issue there into Cheetah, which doesn't work out for him. Instead, it'll be on to Hastika, who's not going to be aware that there's another player waiting for him in Cheetah. Yami can't quite calibrate his shot, and so he'll be shut down as well. And should be the first round on the board here for Dewa United.
I mean, Izzer is more than capable of winning this 1-on-3. I've seen some pretty crazy sharp stuff from this bloke. Gonna push up through Red Room after finding the duel onto Cheetah. Sis is re-cleared mid. Wizards deep through A main, so he's just kind of a non-factor in this round for the foreseeable future. It's kind of just a 1v1. And Sis looks like he's got pretty good timing here, honestly. Indeed he does. Gonna win that one for Dewa, 2 alive. So it was a costly one. Money's there to reinvest for Clutch.
Not really the same for Dewa. Their money's getting quite low. It's MP9 for Niora. So Clutch could really maintain the control of this game if they were to put this one over the line, especially if they get sort of all 5 guns away. But huge chunk of Utah. Holy moly, so much tossed out by Dewa United onto lane. And Clutch were not eager to challenge that, but the late contest towards lane has gone horribly wrong. Hastika again is up into Red Room. He's taken full control of that. The A site is now open, though Clutch aren't 100% aware of that. And Hastika's just running around. Trade back into middle, taking the aim duel, and give up his life in doing so, but Vessel can't get there in time either. It's just... it is one of those games, Pilski.
I think it's just like... I don't know. I think Clutch might be playing on SG. Like maybe they do one SG, one Hong Kong in a BO2.
Maybe.
Like I'm actually curious. Because Clutch, I'm not going to lie, when I watch them play, it looks like kind of laggy.
Could just be good old Mongolian internet.
Could be.
I've heard of a few issues there. Have heard of a few issues there, rather.
But I mean, you know, we've been involved in Asia for the longest time. Like having having SEA teams and like Mongolian teams play each other is not ideal.
No. It used to always be such an issue when you see Korea versus Mongolia. That would always be a problem.
Yeah, but like geographically, that should have been a better one, honestly. Like I think it was like VPNs most of the time, eh?
Yeah.
Get Hastek at the little gremlin. His old mate's died with the AK, and he's just waltzed across the other side of the map to go find it.
Okay. It's a nice shot from Cheetah, but it's going to need way more than that, and it's just never going to happen. Marcy's found himself in a pretty good spot a couple of times. He's putting together a pretty decent game so far, 9-6.
Yeah. I mean, you know, this is the reason why it's interesting to watch this game, right? Like how many of these guys from Indonesia can hang? And can they avoid getting 1v4'd by Hasteka?
He's faked the plan.
Yeah.
Is he going to go B now? Oh
Yep.
dear. Oh, he loves the Red Room push, doesn't he? This is like literally where he lives.
He's trying to complete the map right now. You know, he's like, you got the fog on the map in the RPGs, and he's like just trying to like clear as much of it as he can.
Well, he is going to get the plant down.
No kit for Sis.
It's a bold choice from Hastika. Out on the site. Timing not quite going to favor him here. Sis is already crossed.
Kid's picked up.
Maybe he can get a bit of a cheeky peek in here. Around the corner. Sis doesn't know that he's there behind the pillar. The tap is in. And Astika can't land the first couple of shots that he needed. And that is just so disappointing. He got so close. But inevitably, it will still be the round for Dewa United. So, not quite the 1v4.
Expensive for Dewa, though. Clutch with money to reinvest. They have not really been that shy about spending their money. I'll put it that way. Some pretty hefty purchases into the last round, which, to be fair, has done significant damage to the economy of Dewa. So, this will be a reset round for Dewa. For Clutcher, it'll be a soft reset as well. Maybe softened even further if they can get a bomb plant. Good opener for Risen, diving down lane side from middle. And the bottom of B ramp smoke going to kind of further secure control of this part of the map.
Lose his life, and so too will Marcy. This has gone a little bit worse than it would have been expected to have. Clutch again, to get into that brawl, and Astika tapping away into mid. Gets the better assist. So that's a little bit of revenge for the last round that Clutch peg one back. Break the CT economy as well.
I feel
Not
like you can
so
see...
much that it has to be double eco though.
You can see Hastika intentionally tapping a lot as well.
Yeah.
Because Spray is very hard on high ping. Like, I think, like, you could see it, the way he's shooting and the way he's taking these tools. And, like, even the AD tap spam from Red Room down bottom mid, you saw that earlier.
Yep. Tap gameplay. There it is again from most of Clutch.
I think it's very intentional, right?
I mean, I haven't watched enough of Clutch to know, but...
Maybe I'm reading into it too much, but, like, I know for a fact, like... Sometimes you can definitely change how you shoot and what kind of tools you take based on the connection.
Okay. I'm not sure that it's going to be enough to get Dewa back into this fight. Gonna have a bit of a meal ahead of him right here, and the meal fights back apparently. Vessel finishes it off 6-3. Clutch have themselves another, but luckily for Dewa, the money, the loss bonus had built up enough that they only had to take the one eco there, rather than a double eco. However, should they lose here, it might be a bit of a different story. Straight out into mid it is again for Clutch. Vessel leading the charge this time around.
3 mollies. Just a carpet bomb on the ramp here. The Clutch punished for trying to retake that part of the map. There's 4 CTs here. Big aggressive set play from the CT side. Straight through the middle of the map, and it's working a treat so far.
They have liked to have gone aggressive on lane a few times.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of been their go-to.
Yeah, I mean, seeing if he can punish any further aggression while the bomb goes back towards the A side of the map. Azteca again, just knife out, running around the map. Hello.
Oh, what's...
it's crazy. Like, he's just so lackadaisical. He's running around with his knife out and still
Man has no chill. He's just happy to take fights wherever, whenever. Smoking to Donut. He could make this a winnable one for Dewa, though. The Molotov will cause problems, big problems for Sis. He nearly goes down to it, in fact. In the meanwhile, you've had an extra player rotate their way into A main, and so Clutch with a pretty decent post-line setup is playing with Neora. The time is going to surely get the better of him here.
flashed himself.
Fake flashed himself around the corner there with the Glock, I think.
No, but Nero flashed himself as well, coming back onto the side.
What is going on?
I don't think Clutch are taking this particularly seriously. I'm not going to lie.
Well, that would be in line with last season as well, because I think, if I remember rightly, they were a dead team last season, and they were just playing it out.
I think I heard something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Or no
Another
team,
Mongolian, in other Mongolian news, things going well over at EWC so far.
That's cool. We like that. Sogu, this time he's been relegated away from B lane to keep dying over there, but not much has changed as he dies in middle as well. And in fact, big old setup over on B has worked out for Dewa United. Just when you think Clutch are going to run away with the half, there's another round in here for Dewa that'll just keep the heart beating. He can pull off a nice clutch. That's exactly what you like to see. He is mechanically, no doubt, a very strong player, and that's a good example of it. We'll get the plant down here. Not sure that he'll be expecting Sis in from the ramp, but timing has just got the better of him. He had a quick peek, but Sis has spotted him and will win the round. So another clutch for Sis.
Yeah. 4 for Dewa. It's not great, but at least they've kind of broken the economy of Clutch heading into this last round of the half, which could help them kind of recover that scoreline a bit. See a couple players down to pistols, Yami's down on a Galil, so an easier round to win comparatively to some of the others we've seen.
Clutch would be a bit disappointed if this ended up 7-5. They're on top for the majority of the half. And they may still remain there. The decline's good for one. Yami wants to take the challenge, but Galil dislodged by the M4. Now he's up, needing to do the work with the AK. Won't be able to land enough shots. Vessel's got one. So we are back to the 3-on-3. It's just skirmishes all over the place. Like, Hasaka walking into Cheetah with the bomb through a smoke.
Hey, you take 50 coin flips, honestly. One thing's for sure though, Mars has been pretty sharp, but no one's sharp enough to win that duel. And that's going to be 8-4 for Clutch heading into the half.
So here we go again into the city of shenanigans. It's called Ancient, and Clutch are the ones that are in charge of the city at the moment, though there's a little bit of a rebellion going on. Dewa, they're trying to throw in a few of their own shenanigans, and now they get to kind of dictate how things go here, because they're on the T side. This could continue to remain interesting. It's been a bit of a back and forth map, but Yami, gonna do that.
Yeah. You thought you were preparing yourself an A execute, and you're just getting wide picked in A main 5 seconds into the round, like you're not even able to play your game. It's all a bait for Azteca, of course. You can see that they were filtering into the site. I'm not going to check this because they see the next rotator in the position over near triple. Oh no! He's missed his shots, but it doesn't matter.
Oh,
it's still
he didn't
a 3K
miss.
for Azteca.
He missed the easy one, and he didn't hit the what? What do you even say? What do you even say at this point? Misses the freebie and then hits every other shot. Fair enough.
I don't know how, like, it's just demoralizing, you know, for Dewa. Yami's just wide peeking A main 5 seconds into the round. Like, it's just unreal.
Well, they are going to opt to force buy. Level 3 mag 10s. They're going to take the fight into mid, which is where Yami is set up alongside Izza, and flash coverage seemed to be okay, actually, but Clutch still get themselves the 2 frags they need. And now they have full mid control.
Yeah, and good luck taking it back with a couple of Mac 10s. Okay. Well, I guess Marzi's kind of been standout.
Yami did push through a smoke, to be fair.
Oh, is that what happened? I'm so surprised.
Azteca's not going to get away with it twice. Has he DC'd? What's
No, he just decided, like, fair enough. You know what? Good Molly. Well played,
Molly.
sir.
Great Molly. That's what he said. I see you know your judo well. I just don't know what's going on here. So good. We helped out with a flash out of the smoke, but it's not going to work. And despite a 2-player advantage in the round, it looks like Clutch are going to let it slip.
Yeah, I don't know how they could have avoided this situation, honestly. Like, I rate the bottom mid push through the smoke, and even more highly sitting in the Molotov 100-0 was undoubtedly the correct play. But it somehow didn't work out for them. For once, as a color commentator for the first time in my career, I for one am stumped. But I guess Dewa will claim their 5th round and pick up 3 rifles. Excellent play. Never mind, 2 rifles.
Well, I don't know what to say about that one. But at least Vessel has an M4.
I, for one, hope they lose now.
Wow. You really are toxic.
Get him, Dewa.
Do you just hate Mongolia? Because that's what it sounds like.
I'm pretty sure that's what Max said once.
Every time you come on my podcast, you're like, yeah, Mongols aren't that good. This and that.
They're pretty good right now.
Pick Mazinho.
He's looking exceptional.
Clutch might be able to do it here with just 1 gun, though. Well, in fact, they've picked up a 2nd, so that's a pretty good start. So good. Deagle. Could be dangerous. And he's now copped a fair bit of damage, so he'll just back up. But be a consideration for Dewa, no doubt. He's got to get a nice solid chunk onto Yami and Vessel. The hit is going to come into B, and there's a few Clutch members here. Vessel's playing anti-flash. They haven't checked him yet. Eventually they will find him. Good job on the entries, and yeah, Clutch letting a round disappear, though. Yami is going to have other ideas. The Deagle's now coming into play through the smokes. The headshots are connecting. It's, again, a bit of a problem, actually. For Dewa, Neora's gone low and won't be able to get the bomb plant down here. Yami is putting in work and gets back up from Hasaka as well. So, Clutch bring it back. What a mess. What a mess of a game.
Yeah, it's going to break the money of Dewa. Unfortunate. So, Risen, you know, he's double eco. He wants to force fight. I don't know if the rest of the boys will be joining him. Nah, they won't. I'll be saying, actually, nah. We'll be taking a single save. They're not single saving very well, though. Because Marzi's bought himself a Deeg, which is going to make it quite hard for him to get a proper buy next round. But anyway, we'll cross that bridge later. Won't think about that for now.
Dude, he's 17 and 14. He's just fragging out. Backing himself. Now he's 17 and 15. And Sobu winding back the clock a little bit. He's going to line a few up. So it should be clutch.
Like, what?
Azteca doesn't stop running around, bro. It doesn't matter if he's shooting. He just keeps running.
This is what I'm saying, though. Like, you know, I would say, haha, he's like a meme. Look at him doing this against Dewa United. But he legit did the exact same thing against Lin Vision and dropped 30, so...
He only knows one way to play the game.
Yeah, and it's extremely effective. Except when he's playing on the top team in Mongolia, but that's another story.
They probably tried to temper his natural game, and that was the problem. Ooh. Nice shot from Sis.
Yeah, I think he's recognized the strategy that Clutch Gaming's been working with. Just wide peek every angle. Double AWP. It's a full white. And I think despite, like, that's how I feel about this game. Like, I feel like Clutch Gaming can make multiple bad plays in a round and still probably win.
Yeah. Don't know if I want to see Izza push any further here. Has he seen him? He hasn't.
I mean, Sis has just been holding angles this entire round. He's
Yeah,
very
it's been
much recognizing that this is how I'll clutch up playing, and he's punishing. Credit to him.
Yep. Sis has definitely had a lot of impact, even though he's 11 and 12. The kills that he's been getting have actually been potential round winners, and the two in this round certainly were. So Yami and Hasaka will hold on to their double AWP setup. Back towards CT spawn. Fair enough.
Should be more than enough to go for another buy next round. But yeah, good stuff from Sis. 2 kills in this round. Both of them were punishing CT aggression. That A main peak right at the start of the round, and then a push through cave. And I'd agree with you. Big impact coming in from him. Dewa shuffling some guns around to try and put a buy together here. And as we mentioned, Clutch Gaming saving those double AWPs.
Can they put them to good use? Or are there more shenanigans afoot? Those are the important questions. So get in front of the molly. Pop flash does go through, but turns away from that one nicely. Made a bit of noise. But has essentially won the position away from Sis.
I mean, I think Sis is just kind of recognizing so far this game, like, we are going to get pushed. And I'm just happy to like play a bit more on the passive side of things. Let's hold angles. And, you know, they are winning some pretty free duels playing like this. But is it going to be consistent enough to win them the game? Like, I don't know why he's holding B ramp there when Sis has like been sitting there the entire time.
It's a good question. Maybe a bit of a miscommunication, although I guess Sis was watching Shelf. Quite a heavy presence over on A from Clutch. You don't normally expect to see two players holding it at this point in the game, but there, and then sort of given up to B's side. However, we'll only get the 1-for-1. Then Yami oversteps his life, and Clip gets himself another duel. So Clutch, potential to drop a 4-on-3 right here, unless Hastika comes up with the goods. And tell you what, Hastika's not shy from this fight, but probably should have been. There'll be another one for Dewa United.
That's gonna break the money and Clutch for everyone but Hastika. So Hastika buys another orb.
Because that has been going so well for him.
I actually feel like since he started buying the orb, they've been getting smashed.
Yeah. Because he was there, he was doing
needs to go-
work with the rifle.
Bro, forget the rifle, he's doing work with the running deagle.
True. Looks like a misthrown smoke from Dewa United is going to land in T-Spawn, so that won't aid them in their campaign forward. And that won't either. Okie dokie.
I told
Maybe
you,
Clutch
bro,
should just be playing with Deagles.
It's the running deagles. That's the way to win.
4 kills through this week in this round.
Yeah, Marzi continues to put in work. Credit to him. It's a pretty great game. He's like the Mongolian Azza.
True. Maybe you could join that new team. Then we could have Izza, Azza, and Hazza. What about Izza, Azza, Hazza, Gazza, and Tazza? That'd be a roster.
It sounds like you're just making up players, but those are all
Those are all real players.
Every time I see Clip Sway in the kill feed, I think Frank Sinatra.
That one's gone over my head.
That's alright. Well, Link is great. He's been jiggled. He's re-peaked. He's been punished. Now it's on Yami to show us how it's done with the running deagle. And maybe a rifle if you can pick one up.
You can get an AWP.
Oh. Okay. It's got
Fancies
big green
himself
out.
a bit of an AWPer.
He's only got 2 bullets in it. That's
There's
true.
one. Next one's a decoy shot, and then he'll pull the deagle out. Or go for the AK. Trying to draw the peek out from Niora, and has not been successful yet. Oh, second guesses himself, now knows, but he's got to have to go quickly. Doesn't have time really for the defuse there, and in the end just goes down anyway, so won't be much of a factor. Dewa United are staying in the fight at the moment.
Yeah. Money's broken again. Azteca no longer has money for an AWP. That's probably a good thing though, if I'm being honest. This buy is looking quite putrid for Clutch Gaming. And I'm not gonna lie, like, if I look at the brass tacks of forget about anything that makes sense. It doesn't matter.
It's just better when Hastika's not AWPing.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I said. 2.8k, that's perfect. Now we have money for wide swing weapons.
So didn't quite get the memo there and has lost his life. Is up. No need to tap. Just spray and let Vessel get the rest of the job done. That's 12 for Clutch. Quite a convincing round win, that one. And Dewa United now staring down the barrel of a defeat. They've been working hard to try and stay in this game, haven't they? But kind of does feel like they are at the whim of Clutch, and whether or not Clutch want to just say, all right, we're done here. And maybe they have, at this point now, decided that.
Yeah. Depends if Hashtag has got his hands on his keyboard or not. For the most part. Could be a big back lie here for Dewa. Getting some pace thrown in here. Controlling the meanwhile. It's so good. It's so unreasonable. It's so unreasonable.
Yami wants to take the challenge forward and does get himself one, but maybe a couple of members on B here, so Dewa can go A.
Cast your eyes to the bottom left-hand side of the map. We'll see where Hastecker has died. 20 seconds into the round. It was an info push, let's say.
He got info, so it's all good. Izza might... Ooh. We won't get much out of this push just yet, but if he's fast on the flank, he could definitely do some work. Gonna hear some of that util popping in toward middle. And Vessel's definitely heard him now, so Izza's gonna have to hightail it over. I think he might just be a little bit too late to have really any impact, though. Steps right into it now by Nora. And does win the duel with the Mac 10 anyway, so looks like we will go for another round. Unless Vessel has something to say about it, but my choice here would probably be to save the AK to at least have something into that next round, but not going to be the case. And Clutch, you know what? They'll probably just buy some Deagles here and do some things with that. And that might just be enough, honestly.
Let's take a single save. Maybe mess around and win an eco for fun. Smokes out onto mid there. And shelf. Running it down. Azteca's running it down. But it's only because they're running go, of course.
Nothing in there for Yami. 12-10's the score. Tell you what, keeping it close. Money's built back up again for Clutch, but they kind of have to get it done here, otherwise they'll be on eco.
What are the bookies paying on Hastecker through A main this round?
Not a lot. He is 20 and 15. You can't question the results.
I'm watching the minimap. I'm watching the minimap right now. So hard.
He has two modes, okay? Stand behind the box and die to a molly, or W key. What do you want? Which do you choose?
Look at Marzi. He's so convinced.
As he should be.
I mean, credit to Hastecker. He is biding his time until there's contact made somewhere before he pushes. He's going back for more. I
don't understand.
You wouldn't, though, Jordan. You're a mere mortal who, you know, you're not on the same plane.
Well, Sis is now solo. He's put off a couple of clutches on this map, but this will not be one of them. 13-10, and Clutch will finish off at map 1. It was as expected. I think we would be fair in saying there, Pilski, it's been a bit of a messy game. But Clutch do get it over the line, and kind of got to see a little bit what we were wondering about Dewa. And I don't know. I mean, it's hard to draw too many conclusions from a game like that one, but it feels like Dewa are, trying their best. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I think, they play with reasonable structure. They have a decent approach to the game. They have a couple of players that look decent enough, but I don't know. Clutch Gaming, the Mongolian scene is really strong at the moment, and, even the fourth or fifth best Mongolian team can put together a good enough roster to beat almost the rest of Asia, and that's a prime example of it without even really being that switched on, to be honest.
Yeah, let's have a look at the stats there for our Kadir player to watch. We talked about him a lot during that game, and hey, you can meme all you like, but he did go 20 and 16, and he had a lot of impact. So Cup getting a pretty good game under his belt there. Can't be mad.
Yeah, I mean, you might be if you're playing against him and he's playing like that, but at the end of the day, I agree with you. They got the dub, up 1-0 now, and we're going to probably have to watch that for a whole other map elapse again.
All right, well, we'll look forward to that because it's time for us to start heading in that direction. But first, it's time for a break. Don't go too far. We'll be back shortly. So, welcome back on in. It is ESL Challenger League Season 48 Asia. And right now it's Dewa United up against Clutch, which surprisingly was actually a pretty close match, that first map there. Dewa United did end up going down, but they made Clutch work for it. We're going to get Dust 2 out here as well, which was a map that Dewa did get a little bit smashed on last time we got to see them play it. But, hey, who knows what could happen tonight. We'll just say the jury's out. Anything's on the table.
I mean, Clutch are having fun, and that means that I have fun too. And you know, Dewa United, I feel like they are having less fun. They're trying to play the game how it's meant to be played and play semi-seriously and trying to win. But that doesn't always mean that you win.
Indeed, sometimes Hastika go kill is a pretty good strategy. And that's where we found ourselves at tonight for Clutch. But he's going to be the Kadir player to watch for this match as well. So we will be keeping an eye on him.
Ooh, mid-aggression. He's pushing lower dark. Combination with Sogu. And look at Dewa. They are so traumatized from the last map. Look at these positions.
I mean, look at Vessel. Like, there's a reason they're traumatized. It's because of stuff like that. Like, he's just running around to mid trying to find an angel somewhere, but he's not going to be given it.
They're just sitting in spawn. Flash up over
flash,
mid.
though.
And this is just going to prompt a re-aggression. Punished well by Risen.
Well, Clutch have heard all of those footsteps. Hastika is jumping! He's jumping again! He's literally jumping and trying to take the fight with Dewa United. The man does not care about your preconceived notions of how to play Counter-Strike.
How are you supposed to kill people in one shot, Jordan?
If you can't see it,
They're up, they're really high, bro. Like, you gotta change the elevation. Okay? Like, come on, mate. It's basics. It's the basics.
Yep. Got it. Well, it falls to Yami and Izza to try to clean up the mess, and that may be a task a little too tall for them. Yami's got a couple of nice shots, though, and he's got a bit of time. So if he goes charging into the B side here and lops a couple of heads off, maybe there's still a world. There's not, though, as Clip will take it down, and so Dewa will pick up the pistol. And I don't think much has really changed from Ancient. We're going to have many shenanigans afoot this evening.
Yep. That is for sure. At least Dewa are prepared, you know? They know what they're in for. Ancient, they didn't know yet. Now they know. Oh, Hashtag the B anchor. This can only be good things. He's been a bit disciplined there. Lower dark control coming in for Dewa. I mean, they're just running Manti-Eco, so I give them the benefit of the doubt, but this is not really looking like they have a great idea of how to play Dust 2 on the B side right now. Got him. Maybe this is the purpose of how they're playing right now. Anti-aggro.
Maybe this is Dewa's map. Have you thought about that?
I hope so. Clutch deserve to lose at least one map for the way they're playing today.
I think that's reasonable. Well, they're going to buy into this one, Clutch, but Izza's got 2.5.
No, they're not buying, Jordan.
Sogu's bought!
Don't you know that this is the...
Sogu has bought and he's running out of spawn.
Post forced by Eco Hero Rifle round.
Hero by M4 by Hastika getting a kill with a 5-7 buy. He's got a Mac 10 now. There's the kill for the M4. Dewa United are stunned. So am I.
How can you know? How can the other team know if you're buying if you don't know if you're buying? or if some of you are saving and some of you are buying, you know? If you think about it, eco rounds are like rounds that you always lose, right? But if some of you are always buying, then it's always a buy round.
I guess that's fair. And if you just play with the same confidence that you would in any other buy round, the result is the same. Follow your dreams.
Whoa, that's a big smoke. You see that progression smoke, the suicide?
I've
Keep
seen
Vessel alive.
Don't question the method, question the result.
Like, look at these positions. Like, look at where the duels are happening. Oh, yeah, Clips is ready for that. That is a pretty standard push from the City side at 50 seconds. And that position also, you've got to be ready for that one. But will they be ready for Sogu?
Playing anti-flash in car corner. No shot, bro. Look at him crouching up long. No! No! I don't know what to say about this game already. We're only 3 rounds in. And I'm already, like, sent.
Double orb coming out for Clutch Gaming, Jordan. Risen's got his orb. Bam. 26 HP on Hastikov. We're double. Wait, did they peek mid? They double peek mid with both orbs.
They made a sonic boom. Did you hear it? It was like.
Now Hastek has picked up the orb.
No, not like this. Man can't keep his hands off the orb. Any chance he gets.
Marty's keeping an eye on Long Hut. Like Dewa are just like going upper dark to lower dark every round. Like no Xbox smoke or... What was that?
I've seen it all now. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Is that water falling? No, it's not. What is that meant to be for?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
That dead set looked like a lineup, though.
Yeah, you got that's like, you know.
I feel like it landed where it was meant to.
It's for the 3-man boost and mid doors.
The only thing I can think is maybe it blocks short from like a guy playing up on the little ridge at the back, but like, why am I even trying to make sense of this game? Let's just watch what's happening. And you know what? It's kind of worked for Dewa. So again, you can question the method, but you can't question the results. So throw that nade every round, I reckon.
That's a big one. The money's broken for Clutch Gaming, so they're going to go back to what's been working for them. Soku will buy while everyone saves. So you never know if it's a buy round or a save round.
This is madness. I love that Izza there. He gets tagged. And then he's like, I'm going to go and repeat that with my USB. Let's just see what happens. Well, he found out.
You miss every shot you don't take.
I don't think he just peeked and stood there and died. Anyway, it's 4-1. This is
And I think what's letting Clutch Gaming down right now is definitely Izza and Vessel.
Yeah, they've got to pick it up. You're right.
Like Hastecker is getting his. But they're just not fitting into the system right now. He's just flashing at that angle and then goes straight into backyard. And that's how you take tunnels control, my friends. This one's out.
He's actually gone down to
So good. How has that worked?
Expect the unexpected. But you can't expect everything, so... At the end of the day, Clutch might have actually found a way to get themselves around. Dewa are pretty worried about this long hold. And in doing all that, they've kind of given away their position, so Clutch are well set up.
Yeah, they've got a lot of information here too. Clutch Gaming, which is it is the system, the Clutch Gaming system. They tend to have a lot of map control. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I just love the way they play the game, right? Like, it's a good focus on the really important aspects of the CT side.
I
A
think
lot of
people
pace changes and variations.
people just have these preconceived notions of where what positions you're supposed to be in, and like where you can and can't take map control, and that's quite limiting.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Let them be a reality.
Funnily enough, this is the most standard round we've seen from Clutch Gaming. They've taken long control. They've smoked off upper dark. Azteca hasn't moved the entire round. He's just been sitting in car with a grenade out. He's still there. They were taking short control. I mean, this is a much more standard round of Dust 2 right now. Long taken by the CTs. The Ts take short. And then it's either going to be a short execute or a mid to B. Could be a late long take if you're feeling a bit spicy. That's always an option, Jordan.
There are many options. Many choices in life.
Oh, he's moved. This is big for Azteca. He's really exploring new horizons right now. I'm proud of him.
I really just think Azteca has to start holding W again. Mid to B's working out, actually. That's good. Dewa United. Waiting patiently, then dropping all that util. And actually, I'll give him some credit because that B take's looking pretty damn solid. So good. That back plat, though, with 10 seconds left on the clock here. They've forgotten about the bomb. He's not going to get there in time. No shots.
Bomb was dropped by Yami as they came up B ramp. Mid to B smoke was not high enough to cover everything, I don't think. So that's a problem. You know. So long control being taken. Ooh, Yami on the off angle. Wins the ball onto Nia up. We got some fisticuffs being thrown in long hut.
Azteca just out in no man's land.
Great
Complete
crosshair
off angle.
placement.
It works. Look, headshot. Off you go. No trouble. Sis will get the trade at least, but Dewa are all over the map at the moment. They need to find a way to link back up. Walk through that smoke on B and win the 2-on-3. That would be the play. Exactly what we wanted to see. Flash over the top. It's not really going to do too much. They're going to put the bomb down. So is there a vessel?
They've got to break the dry streak, Jordan.
That's true. Or Izza will join Vessel at 007. And Vessel will transcend. He will no longer be James Bond. It may happen. I think it will happen.
They've double-nated back flap.
Setup is pretty tough to break for him as well. And Marcy will secure it. So it is not happening here for Issa and Vessel. That is for sure. 9 ADR from the first 8 rounds. It's not anything you want to get too excited about, that's for sure.
Marty with the spawn, trying to take the pick towards long 8. Vessel gets crabbed by Sis. Which is actually short for Sisyphus. If you didn't know.
What?
It's a big philosophy fan.
A little bit of a fight back from Clutch in this round, and for HP, one or two of those members, it's kind of fallen apart here with United. This will have to clutch it out again, but he may not have it in him. Oh, spam. And found out as well by Hastica. So Clutch will grab themselves another round and keep it pretty honest.
They won the eco, Jordan. That's a good round to win. Dewa are brokies now. Spread out long with the pistols. Yami's actually hung around a bit too long. But now Vessel.
Yami was putting in work though. Did you see him? He was just like, he's hitting shots. 180 flick with the AWP. Yeah.
Got a pirouette, yeah.
Tell you what, starting to run out of money though. They will have enough to buy in here.
They just took an eco. I thought they just took an eco. Was that a force?
I think it was a bit of a halfie. It's going to be Hero AK, is it? What's it going to be? Come on, guys, make a choice. Make a decision. It's going to be a half by pistol armor, a little bit. It's not really a half by, is it? It's just something. They've got something. That's really all you need to know. This is dead.
Bombs in spawn, so they'll have to go back for that at some point. Taking a page at arcades. ECLOs earlier. But going pretty well for Clutch Gaming. Solid looking anti-eco for the boys.
I can't imagine the fact that we've now got Clutch in front.
Vessel's got 4 kills and they're all anti-eco kills. Truly a savant. Alright, last chance on the T side for Dewa United. They've got a long spawn. And Clutch Gaming is pushing 3 players into middle right off the bat. These are getting pushed back. Hastika's at top mid and he's dropped the bomb.
He has indeed.
That was like at the long con. He really wasn't pushing very much, and then right at the end of the half, bam.
Yeah, I mean, look at Vessel as well. He's all the way out through backyard, and he's on a bit of a run towards T-spawn as well. So Dewa United have lost all map control, but Hasaka has gone through. Has he ended up over there? Don't know, but he's been on a bit of a journey for this map. And Vessel at least keeping them locked into A long. So Clutch have the awareness of the information to keep those extra players over toward A. Not that it'll matter, they've lost pretty much everyone on that A site. And Vessel's fast flank actually wasn't that fast. He'll be taken down as well. So 6-6 is the halftime score. All right, well, the half was pretty even. 6-6 is where we find ourselves. Doesn't really tell us a lot as to which way this one might be going, but Clutch now moving over onto the T side. Have to see what kind of shenanigans they can get up to and whether or not Dewa United can stand up to the mess.
Rush B. It's a classic retake situation here for Sis. So try to get one pick and get out. Marzi's found a pick in the middle in the meanwhile, so it could be a good position for Dewa potentially. They don't lose too many. Hashtag needs no excuse to go through window here, but at least only 1 for 1. And look, there's a kit smoke there for the retake on Sis.
He does love the W key button, that's for sure. Is the last one, and not hitting any real convincing shots, so Dewa will win themselves a pretty easy pistol round. Full 10-second defuse. It's just a good fun game of Counter-Strike.
Every game's a fun game of Counter-Strike, Jordan.
I don't know if that's true.
This one especially. Force buy here for Clutch. Yeah, looking to make their way up middle. Vessel is just accepting death.
Seen a little bit of that actually in this game. Man, this is going to be a costly round potentially for Dewa though. They've already lost 2 players and Marcy's down to 26 HP. Hastica still alive.
Sometimes it's just your time to go, you know. v3.
There goes Sis. Marcy might follow suit as well. It's going to really only take 1 bullet. So the Galil has been traded out for Izza, and he's going to go over toward the B site, which has been found out by Dewa pretty quick, at least the fact that he's not pushing in through mid anymore. So they'll go and have a look through the B doors. The job falls onto Marcy again, and he is able to win this duel. 6, Dewa take the lead. And now it's a pretty unfortunate time for Clutch, because money's running a little bit dry, and they'll have to take a bit of a save.
Clutch gonna force buy. Expect the unexpected, Jordan. On control's been taken by Dewa. Clutch making big moves in mid. Maybe a bit too big.
Clip's going to eat a bink. Yami's going to eat a bink. Everyone walks away, you know, gentleman's handshake style.
Yeah, let's not do something we regret, guys.
Yep.
Just walk away.
Everybody walk away. Now there's some regrets to be had, and it's on the behalf of Clutch. Hastica not able to do anything. 9-6.
Going like dry up short like that. You don't see that very often.
No. Marcy's having another good game. This is the one thing that I'm going to take away from tonight in what has been a very messy series. There's no 2 ways about it, but Marcy consistently over both maps has actually been quite solid.
Yeah, I agree. Well, today I'd be interested, like, to see over like a whole season, because they played quite a few games, who their best player usually is. But if it was Marcy, I really wouldn't be that surprised.
Yami sticks around for that fight. He's not actually able to win it. Marcy, I think he's going to drop the fight, but gets it done. And then mollies himself off. Let's make it a little bit more difficult for Dewa to actually make that defense happen, though. Smoke, not a problem. And Marcy's got another timing. Is the last one standing and will be traded down pretty comfortably. So, good retake from Dewa. Now starting to power up on the C side of Dust 2 and giving me a bit of faith that they might be able to win him out.
For sure. I mean, I think definitely some quiet performers in this game for Clutch. Vessel and Izza like pretty much non-factors. You can't really be playing 3v5 when you're messing around this much. Straight up mid, short again, Spams being exchanged back and forth. It's a good duel won by Neo Ra and drops the Molotov for safety as well.
Then Yuto getting tossed back in the other direction. That's a good shot from Yami. Extra man out of the picture. Might open things up a little bit here for Clutch. But if assists were to fall, it's actually not over to B that most of that offensive is going. Clutch were looking toward A, and now they can go either side, really. Risen wants to take the fight down into CT spawn, but that hasn't worked out. So we'll see Clutch win themselves around, and might actually prompt a couple. Dewa United running out of money.
Yeah, instantly broke as soon as we say they're in a winning position. Money broken. Back on the ropes. Kind of cursing them a little bit.
No, not like this. Okay,
Nah.
it's all good. Yeah. Re-aggression into mid though from Dewa. All three of them thinking about pushing the mid doors. Have a bit of a fight on their hands if they do it. Set up at first, but they hear the footsteps and they want to go off the back of that. Miara's been able to hit one. No more than that though, and so it is Bomb that's managed to make its way into A.
Yeah, just make it nice. Oh, I thought that was going to be a nice nade, but it just barely goes around the corner. That Neo last alive. 8k. Winnable round, honestly. Quite low though. So that nade will polish him off. Money still weird for Dewa. Thought that they just took an eco. I guess they were double eco, which begs the question why they didn't force. But I guess we'll take another eco. What's another eco, Jordan? You know?
What's another round in this game of Counter-Strike? That's the question that I have for you.
I'll drop in the prompt.
I have no expectations for any single one of these rounds.
Marzi's gonna go on big. Got a task on his hands though at B.
Yeah. He's going to be alive for so long. Asuka will eventually find his head. It's the recontest straight on in from Dewa. It was quick, but not good enough.
Yeah, that'll work. Good stuff for a Haseka. He's really playing Counter-Strike today. Getting expensive to watch now. Good couple kills for Risen. Gonna force the repurchases out from Clutch Gaming. Another gun round for Dewa. Like, it is a winnable game for them, but they just need to lock in a bit.
Yeah, they were looking good in some of those earlier rounds as well, it has to be said, so...
Get it done. Because Izza went from like 3 and like 12 or something to actually shooting people now, so... Seems like Clutch are actually trying to do some stuff, including sprint up long.
Moving pretty quickly, but Dewa United answering as well. Going to drop themselves their own smoke. They're forced out of safety by the Molotov, and that's not gone very well at all for Dewa United. Sis going to try and get boosted up. Again, another rough situation. Team kill in there. Haseka down. Yami's killing everybody. It doesn't matter. Clutch have the bomb plant. And they will make it 10 apiece. Ooh.
Jesus Christ. NS in the chat.
Yeah, probably.
Ooh, nice. I'm down for a tech pause. What seems to be the issue? Keyboard issue. You ever had a keyboard issue, Jordan?
No, actually, can't say that I have. This is the conversation I have a lot nowadays. I'm often wondering when these kinds of things pop up, like you get a headset issue or a keyboard issue or this or that mouse issue, like every game sort of. And it's like, how are these guys having these issues all the time? I don't feel like I ever have an issue with my setup. Do you? You used to be a professional gamer.
I had all kinds of issues. I had such bad internet when I was a active player that I got kicked from a team.
Really?
My net was so bad.
It's not even your fault.
Yeah, I know. I was living at home and with two brothers who loved downloading, and my dad was a World of Warcraft guild leader. So best of luck having a stable internet connection back in the day. Australian internet with like 3 people going ham in your house.
It's a good thing you didn't end up as a WoW guild leader, mate. You're a much cooler breed.
Oh, no, I was in my dad's guild.
You are poggers. Just like clutches at the moment.
I kind of graduated onto a better guild after that, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you raid?
Yeah. Of course.
You became a CS gamer.
Yeah. I was kind of an everything gamer, always, you know.
Yeah, right.
And that's what Dewa need to do, you know. They need to top the DPS charts right now. Because Yami's going ham.
Yami's going hammy?
He is.
He kind of is, yeah. He's been hitting some nice shots. He's getting within closing distance for Clutch. It was a close map in the previous, and it's going to be so again. But it might still end up being a 2-0 overall for Clutch, though they have lost Vessel early on in this round. The flash coverage was pretty good from Dewa. Left Yami up to his own devices over toward B, but he's now been smoked off, so his impact on the round will be diminished for the moment.
Molly into short. On control being maintained by Dewa. Clip denying any short control. Clutch going to turn this into a mid to B. I do not know what Neo Ra is doing, where he thinks he's going. Mid being dirty at that point in the round. But that has almost certainly lost Dewa United this game. Yeah. He's running into window, like, mate.
Nothing really to be done here for Dewa. They've got to just try and save these guns. Wasn't successful in doing so with his AWP. But Sis, why don't? There's no reason to be pushing in there. Instead, gives up the M4A1S, and so Dewa United down a gun for the next round. We'll see what the loss bonus is looking like. It should be built up pretty substantially, but
yeah, that's
not amazing.
Sis gets a rifle, drop 2 rifles, have 2 AWPs. It's gonna be a buy.
One of the buys of all time.
And this has just really been a clinical game from Clutch, honestly. Like, I've really loved watching how they've adapted over this series so far. Why they're one of the best teams in Mongolia.
One of the best teams in this game.
In this series.
It's true. They are. Oh, Vessel. It's a rougher run of things here on +2, but that's a nice little entry. And actually able to double down. So that might just seal the deal for Clutch Gaming. They have mid control, they have a 2-player advantage, and the Molotov's going to land right on the head of Neora, who will also get a headshot from the AK. Clutch are still kind of have a bit of fun here. Look at Hastica, man. Like, this guy, what is this guy doing, bro?
How are you supposed to shoot over the smoke, dude?
This is cap.
On jar.
I don't know what to say. Well, they've got a bomb plant down. And they've got it stuck in CT spawn. Yami's going to go for a knife kill, I'd say. He might actually get it as well. The jumping knife kill. Oh, how often do you see that? Almost never. 13-10 is the score, though. And Clutch will secure the 2-0 tonight in interesting fashion.
In a fashion.
In a fashion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's fashionable in some sense of the word.
Yeah. And if you're not fashionable, just wait, another 20 years and you might come back around,
That's true. Just like you, Pilski. Waiting for Caps to come back in. So,
hey, you just said this is Cap. So Caps are in right now. Don't deny it.
This is Cap. This is Cap. All right, let's look at the player stats here as well. We had the Kadir player to watch being Hastika for that matchup. And again, he had a bit of fun, obviously, on map 2, but he went 21 and 18. So, end of the day, he's still kind of putting the numbers up. And I'm sure if we take a look at the overall series statistics from him as well, it will largely be quite positive. So, you can't really be mad. Like, he's taken the piss a little bit, but he went 41 and 34 over 2 maps. So, good stuff from Hastika, and we'll see if he can continue that going forward in this season of ESL Challenger League.
I wouldn't be surprised. I've already seen him run it down against the best teams in Asia in ECL on Clutch Gaming last season. I expect nothing less from him. I can't wait to see more. And congratulations to Clutch Gaming. A well-deserved 2-0 tonight. And they are a team in Challenger League.
Yeah, they are indeed. All right, well, that's the night done and dusted for ESL Challenger League. I gotta say, I'm so glad.
You know what,
that
Jordan?
was a mess.
You know what, Jordan? Honestly,
What?
I'm done with this series. I'm gonna get my wipeout. I cleaned my hands of it.
It was dirty. It was dirty. All right, let's get out of here. Guys, there'll be more ESL Challenger League coming back next week. I think we're done for the week. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun. Clutch certainly did. But we'll have to catch you next time. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you later.